So, did Rachel Zegler really break down after Snow White was officially pulled from theaters? We're not saying she was literally in tears, but if social media is anything to go by, fans believe the pressure may finally be getting to her. A recent Instagram Live has reignited backlash against Disney's already troubled Snow White remake, with clips of Rachel sounding emotional, defensive, and frustrated. The timing couldn't have been worse. Snow White has now been quietly removed from several theaters just weeks after its underwhelming release. The numbers are in, the audience has spoken, and now all eyes are on the star at the center of it all. Today on Celebrity Corner, we're diving into what actually happened during Rachel's now infamous Instagram Live, the real reasons behind Snow White's stunning box office failure, and how, believe it or not, a Minecraft movie just showed the world how it's really done. Grab a snack because this is the kind of celebrity spiral the internet lives for. A fairy tale flipped upside down. Rachel Zegler went live on Instagram last weekend, and what was supposed to be a casual, intimate moment with fans quickly turned into a headline-generating event. It started off light. She chatted about her skincare routine, press tour memories, even joked about some behind-the-scenes stuff from the set. But about 10 minutes in, a viewer comment popped up that clearly hit a nerve. It said, quote, "Why do you always seem to mock Disney fans?" Now, Rachel didn't scream. She didn't lash out. But her tone, according to many who were watching live, changed dramatically. She paused, then said, "I don't hate Disney fans. I hate being reduced to a cartoon that came out almost 100 years ago." Some viewers found that fair. Others saw it as yet another dig. Another example of Rachel distancing herself from the very fans and legacy the film was built on. Clips of the moment were shared within minutes, labeled with captions like "Zegler in tears," "Disney meltdown," and "Snow White star lashes out." Whether or not Rachel was actually crying is unclear, but her frustration was visible. And perception, as we always say, becomes the story. What made the moment even more intense is what happened around the same time. Snow White was officially removed from multiple theaters. Some locations saw it vanish quietly from listings. Others bumped it down to one-off showings or matinee slots, effectively phasing it out. Disney hasn't made a formal announcement, but theater owners and ticketing data confirm it. The film is done. After barely a few weeks on the big screen, Snow White is out. And this isn't just a soft ending. This is a premature exit for what was supposed to be a billion-dollar tentpole. The box office numbers were brutal. Over $250 million spent on production, close to $150 million more in marketing. But domestically, it opened with just $43 million. By the second week, it dropped more than 60%. International interest was flat, and now globally, it's struggling to pass the $150 million mark. That's not just underwhelming, that's catastrophic. Let's break it down. First, the tone. From day one, Snow White was positioned as a reimagining, a feminist update to the classic fairy tale. And that's fine on paper, but many fans didn't like what they heard. In interviews, Rachel called the original love story weird, the prince a stalker, and implied the 1937 film had no place in modern storytelling. Some found that refreshing, others felt insulted. Second, the marketing. Disney rolled out a handful of confusing trailers. One looked like a whimsical fantasy, another looked like a political drama. People didn't know what this movie was trying to be. Third, the PR disaster. Rachel Zegler's press tour moments, including dry humor and blunt sarcasm, were divisive. She came off confident to some, but to others, her tone felt smug and dismissive. Add in rumors of leaked group chats where she allegedly called Disney fans low IQ. And you've got a PR storm. Now throw in this Instagram Live, where fans say she looked on the verge of tears. And the whole thing feels like a slow-motion breakdown of a film that never found its footing. While Snow White quietly disappears, another movie has done the unthinkable and taken over the box office. Opening weekend, $87 million domestic. Reviews? Mixed, but fans love it. Memes, clips, and quotes from the film are all over TikTok. The vibe is light, weird, and fun, and people are responding. That movie? Minecraft. Yes, really. What was once seen as a meme project starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa is now the sleeper hit of the season. It leaned into the game's visual style. It respected its core audience. And most importantly, it didn't try to be something it wasn't. Opening weekend, $87 million domestic. Reviews? Mixed, but fans love it. Memes, clips, and quotes from the film are all over TikTok. The vibe is light, weird, and fun, and people are responding. Online, users are already comparing the two films, saying Minecraft succeeded because it stayed true to its fan base, while Snow White tried to lecture or outgrow its audience. Right or wrong, that's the narrative now. One of the biggest challenges for Snow White was how divided its own fan base became. On one side, longtime Disney fans who loved the classics and wanted something nostalgic, magical, and romantic. On the other, a more modern audience that's open to reinvention, but not at the expense of heart or authenticity. Rachel Zegler, unfortunately, seemed caught between both worlds. Too modern for the traditional crowd, too defensive for the progressive crowd. Her messaging, calling love outdated, rejecting classic tropes, may have come from a place of honesty, but the delivery alienated the very people who would normally champion her as a fresh voice. Now, her every comment is under a microscope, and moments like the recent IG Live only magnify that scrutiny. Even Disney's most loyal content creators are starting to distance themselves. For years, Disney influencers on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram have played a crucial role in building buzz. They'd react to trailers, visit theme parks, unbox merch, you name it. But lately, the tone has changed. Multiple Disney vloggers have publicly criticized the Snow White campaign. One even called Rachel's live tone deaf and said, quote, "I've never felt more disconnected from a Disney release in my life." When influencers who built their platforms on Disney start jumping ship, you know the brand is in trouble. The question now is, where does Rachel Zegler go from here? She's young, she's talented, and she's still got major roles lined up, including her work in The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But make no mistake, Snow White was supposed to be her crown jewel, her moment to step into Disney royalty. Instead, it's become a cautionary tale. If she owns the missteps, connects with fans, and lets her talent shine through in future roles, there's a path forward. Hollywood loves a redemption arc. But if the tone stays defensive, if more moments like the Instagram Live keep surfacing, that path gets steeper. So was Rachel Zegler really in tears after Snow White was removed from theaters? We can't say for sure, but it's clear the pressure is building, the fan reaction is intense, and the fairy tale that was meant to launch her into superstardom has, so far, only sparked division and doubt. This isn't just about one actress or one film. It's about what happens when a studio misreads its audience and when a story stops feeling magical and starts feeling like a lecture. Snow White was removed. The numbers don't lie, but the conversation? That's far from over. Make sure you're subscribed to Celebrity Corner for more exclusive breakdowns like this one. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this ongoing Hollywood saga. We'll see you in the next one.